Hey everyone, Sheena, Moms Against Medical Bullying. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a video on my Christian Covert Narcissist series. And one thing I wanted to talk about is what I think could be the main characteristic of a covert narcissist. And that main characteristic is that they don't cooperate. They don't cooperate with you. They don't cooperate with anything. If you want to do like teamwork with them, for teamwork, there has to be like trustworthiness, reliability. If we're going to do something at this time, you're going to be there. Commitment. That's it. Reliability, trustworthiness, commitment. All those qualities they lack. Or maybe they can have them for people that they feel like having them. I'm not too sure. Or maybe they can at first, but they tire very quickly of people. They might feel good about themselves for helping somebody real quick, but it's like they tire of people if the person is inconveniencing them. They do not like to be inconvenienced. Generally, let's get real. Like, not a lot of people, we don't generally like to be inconvenienced, but the covert narcissist sees everyone as an inconvenience. You know what I mean? It's just like, I guess you'd know it if you experienced it, but, they just don't cooperate. If you need something from them, or you're like, oh, can you do this tonight? Can you bring this home for me? They'll act like they're going to do it and they won't do it. They'll say they forgot and they're busy. And this is not just like a one-time thing. If you are in a relationship with a covert narcissist over time, you will notice that this is the pattern, because the response is going to be, all right, I am learning through this experience that I'm not going to ask this person for anything. This person's unreliable. They don't keep their word. Therefore, either I'm going to do it myself, or I'm just going to wait on them to, follow through. So that's just the way it is. So say like you want to work on a project. There really is no, I feel as though there really is no getting ahead with a covert narcissist, because when you're in a relationship and you work as a team, two people work together, that can only be done through commitment and through reliability and through making plans and appointments and their specificities. But with a covert narcissist, they don't like that. They like to do everything whenever they want to. They just don't like commitments. It's like, if they told you they were going to do something today and like they just really don't feel like doing it, like they're not. It's very, I would think that it would be very difficult to really build any kind of life with them, because that takes a good amount of teamwork. And there's a lot of future faking involved. So they will, and this might be why people might stay with someone who's with a covert narcissist for such a long time, because they will act like they are going to do something. Like the professional psychology world, psychologists and things like that, they call it future faking. So you'll put your maybe any desire or hopes that you have on the back panel, because they're saying that this is going to happen, but meanwhile years go by and that thing isn't happening, or no collaboration is being made together to work towards this goal. It just seems like something out there that's never going to happen. So some people might say, well, why don't you start the initiative? Why don't you do it? Well, you can do that. You can go forth and be like, okay, well, I'll put the first foot forward and start working on this, that, or the other thing. And then thinking that they'll follow through with you. Like, they'll catch up with you. But, like, no, they won't. Because they only do things if and when they want. And people will say, you know, people from living on the outside might say, well,
how come you just don't tell him to do X, Y, Z?
Tell him to do this, tell him to do that. And it's like, oh yeah? Really? You must not know this person. They don't like being told what to do. And when they think that you're pushing them around or you're telling them what to do, they will resist you even more. So that's the way it is. Also, just a little, well, when I was young, when I was a little girl, my mother and stepfather used to get in arguments over being late. And I recently found out that the more that he wanted her to be on time, which there was good reason for being on time. I was late to school every day as a little girl, by the way, until I started walking to school with my friends. But I thought, okay, well, this person is just, she's just a, you know, person who just can't do mornings. Like, she just has a really hard time getting up in the morning. Like, she even needed to be called to get up in the morning, you know, to start her day, you know. And I thought, well, I guess some people just have a really hard time with mornings. Maybe some people are just night owls, you know, which I understand. But then I found out that the more that he got upset that she was late and would beep the horn and get all upset, the slower she would go, which was admitted. And I was like, oh, in my head, I said, okay, this is passive aggressive. So, you know, I think that they can do that too, be passive aggressive. Like, all right, you want me to rush? I'm going to go slower. As where I feel like an empathic person would be like, you wouldn't even have to tell an empathic person, first of all, in my opinion, or, you know, you wouldn't even have to wait on them because they're always like, oh my God, I gotta hurry up. This person's waiting on me. I gotta rush. You know, you'd be like thinking people are waiting for you and you're like thinking of them. They're not thinking anything of you, but you're trying to rush in your mind for that person. It's like, but they're like the opposite. And another thing I wanted to touch on was the sense of entitlement. So I find that, right, there's like two polar opposites in the sense of entitlement. You have your narcissist who has an extreme sense of entitlement. They don't have to care about anyone else, but everyone in their life needs to care about them and needs to care about what they're going through. And then you have the person who's on the other side who just I think they call it the imposter syndrome. Like, you don't think you just think nobody has to do anything for me. You just don't see the value in yourself. You don't see the value in anything that you do. You don't see the value in anything you say. You just undermine yourself. It's like the complete opposite of a sense of entitlement. And I'm like, we need to find that healthy middle ground, right? Where we know our value, we know what we say is valuable, we know what we do is valuable. It's like a healthy sense of entitlement, but not really demanding it from other people. Just knowing your worth, right? Like, we can do it. We can find our middle ground with that instead of being on both unhealthy sides of the pole, of the spectrum, whatever you want to call it. All right, guys, that's all I have to share in this video. If you have experience with narcissists or you want to share something, just share it down below. All right, guys. Love you.